Hi, welcome to Loud Silence Radio on Loud Silence Radio and TV Network. This is the prelim to the show at 10 a.m. Yes, my name is Kevin Taylor. I just want to tell people we're going to be starting the show at 10 and we'll be talking about a few things. We'll be reading messages from people watching us live on YouTube. We'll also be talking to a few. Oh, okay. My producer is just talking to me. We've not actually started the show. We're trying to get ourselves prepared for this show. So this is just what I call the familiarization episode, whereby I tell people the show is going to start at 10. We try and make sure that the system is right, everything is working perfectly, and at 10 o'clock we just officially open the show for people to also start watching us and contributing through text messages. As you can see, we set here in our studios, Loud Silence Radio and TV Network. You can tell your friends to come over, join us online on YouTube, on Facebook, on our radio, Loud Silence Radio. So this is just a familiarization one. We are not going to be doing too much. Today we'll be talking about a lot of things. We'll be talking about, let me just give you a gist. We'll be talking about why the president wants us to give him 4 more years. Do you think he deserves another 4 years? Or he's done a lot to get another 4 years? These are the kind of questions we'll be asking today. We'll be talking to an expert who is into government policies and all that. So this is a packed show. It's actually a packed show. But I just wanted people to know that I have my pen. I'm still going to knock it on the table before the show starts today. So, producer, I think we're good, right? Yeah. So we're going to break now, and at 10 a.m., we're still going to be live. Actually, you can see me here trying to prepare a few things before the show starts. At 10, we're going to officially start. So if you have any questions, you can start asking, and maybe I'll be able to answer those questions before the show officially starts. This comes from Ahmed Salim. Thanks, man. We are proud of you. Hi, watching you live from Kuwait. Sandra Heteka. A lot of messages coming in now. People are very eager, and we like your support. You know, you've been following us on Facebook all the way onto our radio and on YouTube today. We so much appreciate our followers and people who have Ghana at heart. This is Loud Silence Radio. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. Yes, here we separate facts from noise. So I'm going to also take a few minutes to prepare myself before my producer start giving me that look that um, you didn't really prepare to start the show. I just wanted to introduce the show to you before we officially start the show, and I think everything is intact now. If you experiencing any problems with your feed, sound, or anything, this is the time for you to text us about what you are experiencing so that we could fix it before the show starts officially. So this is just to let you, the follower, you, the listener, you, our guest, yes, from your homes, your offices, your workplaces, to know that we are going to hit air at 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. here in Ghana, in the United States. It's going to be 3 p.m. in Ghana. Live from our studios in the DMV Metros, 5136 Leesburg Pike. And we are just opposite the State Department. All right, so we're going to come back and start the show officially at 10 a.m.
Who are you? This is a question everybody has been asked one time or the other from one person or another. What's your pedigree, they say? fame is not for free, that differentiates the people that drink tea from the people that sow gari. Last I checked, we're all people. You can't sit there, they say. It's reserved, it's well deserved. A name has been carved. It's for celebrity, not for non-entity who's got no ability or financial stability, who can't even afford utility, so bounce you liability. Who are you, they say. When it's time for admission, they say, who are you? I say, sir, that question is unnecessary. I aced the examination. I deserve this institution. They say, no, who are you? Do you know the chancellor? Are you friends with the governor? Do you down with the senator? Is your father the administrator? Are you related to the counselor? Tell me, do you own a monitor? Do you have enough money? Who are you? Do I have to be a jagaban to listen to a band? Do I have to wear Versace to eat sushi? Do I have to be guarded by cops to visit Transcorp? Do I have to wear gold trinkets to take pictures on the red carpet? Must I use an iPhone to sit on the front row? Why can't they just see me for me? Why does my worth have to be determined by the money in my account, or the cartel in my fount, or the words in my mouth, or the degrees that I have, or the selfies on Facebook, which most are not even real, the followers on Twitter, they don't make me any better. They say exercise your franchise, go cast your votes. So I comply to determine who sails the boat. And on getting there, I found out that they've already decided. Without me? When I talk, they say who's talking. When I write, they say who's writing. Even when I laugh, they say who's laughing. They don't want to hear what I have to say. Oh, they just want to know na host don't pay. Whether I take you, I take pap, at the end of the day, at the same hot hotel. Don't get too comfortable. Even sure bet is not so sure. One commits a crime and his name rings a bell, they say bail him. Another commits a crime and is not in the Hall of Fame, they say jail him. Hell, cell, criminal, you accursed son of Hades must pay for this. Or the criminal is the one without money? When I speak out of turn, they ask me, who the hell do you think you are? I tell you who the heaven I think I am. I'm the voice of one crying in our nation, Hosanna. I'm the beginning of a new era, the end of injustice and the beginning of power. I'm a skyscraper of peace and a trailblazer of unity. I'm young, I'm vibrant, I'm strong, I'm intelligent. I'm a million microchips, I'm definitely for keeps. I've got the energy they lack and courage back to back. I'm a story to be told and a wonder to behold. I'm more than a conqueror, greater than a governor. I'm from a deity of divinity, from a tribe of lions, no chain can bind us. I'm a time bomb waiting to explode. I'm history waiting to happen. I'm like a current of an ocean. You can't stop my flow. One day, surely we go blow. I'm the correction of their past mistakes. I'm the activation of your future estates. I'm a product of grace. I've got length of days. I'm hope for this generation. I'm the celebrity you see on television. I'm a believer. I believe that this nation can be better because we are a people of bold and truth. And because of me, because of us, because of our collective voices.
Who are you?
This is a question everybody has been asked one time or the
other. This is Loud Silence Radio. We're transmitting live from our studios in Washington, D.C. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Loud Silence Radio. Today's show is packed. I welcome you to With All Due Respect extended version on Loud Silence Radio. I welcome all our listeners across the globe, from Africa to Asia, Europe, and in America. You can listen to us live on Loud Silence Radio. You just have to download our app. It's compatible with Android and also iOS. We are live. Honestly, we are live. So if you're watching us now, you have to know that you're part of the team and that all your comments, suggestions are welcome on the show. You can also follow this conversation on Facebook by liking our page on With All Due Respect. On Facebook, our page is With All Due Respect, or Loud Silence Radio and TV page. When you go on Facebook, you can also go follow us and follow the conversation. I promise you, today's show is going to be an exciting one. I have always said this is the platform where we separate facts from noise. Now, a quick summary of what to expect on the show today. I will play this week's editorial, which I captioned. If everyone watched, my followers, people following With All Due Respect, they watched this week's episode. I captioned it, why the president needs 4 more years. Yes, why the president needs 4 more years. It will be so. Quick summary. I'll play this editorial and then give it some time for it to sink, so that we could all assess the editorial, and also we use it as the preamble to today's argument or today's conversation. The question everyone is asking is, what are the projects the president has started that he's telling Ghanaians that he needs 4 more years to complete? The vice president, Dr. Bawumia, also came out to plead with Ghanaians to give his boss, the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, 4 more years. Is this a sign that the NPP government is nervous going into election 2020, or they believe they have done a lot to deserve another term? On this same show today, I will be reading a fresh article by Dr. Arthur Kennedy. I was very privileged. Yeah, I am privileged that he sent me an article to read on my show for my listeners to hear. This has not been seen anywhere else. This is an exclusive article from Dr. Arthur Kennedy, and I'm going to read that on this show. It is titled 2020 Prognostication. Pardon me if my English is not the best. You know, we all started trying to learn the language, and if I don't get it right, don't get so angry. He captioned this article, 2020 Prognostication. Dr. Kennedy delves into the chances of both the NPP and the NDC in the upcoming 2020 elections. It's an interesting article, and I will read this for everybody to enjoy and also take something from it. On this same show today, we will also be talking to Mensa Thompson. He is the executive director at SEPA. He is the chairman of the coalition of CSOs against political vigilantism. Mensa Thompson is one of the rising voices of civil advocacy in Ghana currently. He is leading governance policy researcher, economic policy analyst, and a social accountability advocate. Mensa Thompson is a leading human rights activist and a campaigner for media rights and freedom in Ghana. Mensa is a public speaker on corruption, gender-based violence, and social protection. So as you can see, today's show is really packed. We'll be reading articles, we'll be playing editorials, and we'll be talking to people who matter in the conversation we'll be having today. Lots of people online right now. We have almost 125 people online watching us from across the world. And I just want to say we are very, very much happy. We appreciate you following us on YouTube and also on our radio. I just want to mention a few names. Sylvia Dakun is here, Ishmael Frimpong Gabin, Shadrach Yaka, Sandra Hiteka, Ray Mengel, Danja Divine. I will be reading all these messages. We have Nkoranza Union Charles, we have Eugene Archer, Frederick Kome, Sandra Hiteka again, Kofi Ompong, Frederick Opoku, Apenyin Alexander, Regan Kwesi Funu, a lot of people live, and we really appreciate that. So we are going to take a short break, a short musical break. And after that, I will read some few comments and also read a few things happening on social media. You know, these are the things that didn't make the news, but sometimes we need to go back social media, how people are relating to news, what people are saying. So I'll be reading a few things from social media, things that didn't make news, which are important to me, and then comment Ghanaians, how they feel about how Ghana is being managed. Positive, negative. I'll be putting everything together for you to hear. So after this short break, we'll be going straight into reading some of the comments you guys have brought in, and also I'll be reading some few comments on social media, specifically on Facebook. So you're still listening to Loud Silence Radio, and this is the extended version of With All Due Respect. to Loud Silence Radio. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, and you're listening to, with all due respect, extended version on Loud Silence Radio and TV. You can follow this conversation on YouTube by subscribing to our YouTube page, Loud Silence Radio and TV Network. You can also follow this conversation or follow this network on Facebook by following With All Due Respect Facebook page. You can like, and you can also follow. You can also follow us on Facebook on Loud Silence Radio and TV Network. You can also download our radio app, Loud Silence Radio. It's compatible with Android and also compatible with iOS. This is With All Due Respect extended version. I'm going to take a few minutes and read some messages or comments on YouTube. After that, I'm going to tell you about what is happening on social media, people's comments, and what they think about Ghana today. On YouTube, this is coming from All of That channel. Hello, bro, Kevin. Hello to channel. Sylvia Daku says, good afternoon. Ishmael Frimpong Gabin says, big up, Kevin. Big up yourself, bro. Shadrach Iyaka says, good afternoon. Sandra Hetika says, hi, Kevin. Ray Mengo says, hello. Adanya Divine says, watching live from Ghana. And this is coming from Awini Comfort. Hello, Kevin. Ahmed Salim says, thanks, man. We are proud of you. Proud of you too, sir. Maliba Mugab. Muba Mugab says, hi. Sandra Hetika again says, watching you live from Kuwait. How are you doing, Sandra? Mohammed Yusuf says, hi. Muiba Mugab says, Kransa Amin Union Child says, you're really helping our country. Thank you very much, sir. Eugene Archer says, Kevin, how are you doing? I'm doing great, sir. How are you too? Adanya Divine says, the president does not deserve another 4 years. Adanya has actually jumped into the conversation we'll be having today. Michael Nyowi says, God bless you, brother, to tell us the truth. Frederick Comey, the president is tired already. Sandra Hetika says, you're looking great. I'm looking great, right? Yeah, let's see. I'm looking great, I know. Yeah. Thank you, Sandra. Kofi Opon says, watching you live from Ghana. Frederick Opoku says, hi, Kevin. May the Almighty Mau Sublulia bless you. I know this is tough. Let me say this again. Mau Sublulia bless you. I think I got it right. Opinion Alexander says, watching live from Ghana. Regan Kwesifunu says, you are the man of truth, and I'm proud of you, watching you live from Nkoko. We're proud of you too, sir, for taking the time to listen to us on YouTube, on radio, and on Facebook. Aminu Ali says, hi, thumbs up. Hi, sir. Awini Comfort says, keeping this sleeping president for another 4 years, it's a disaster. Oliver Owilo says, hello, Kevin. I greet you. I greet you too, sir. Nimatula Mustafa says, more grace to your elbow. Thumbs up. Eugene Archer, Kevin, please, what you going to do about a Anochi guy who's planning to shut down social media? Let's start already. It's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Ghana. Mauli Amuyau. Thank you. Dekpe George says, hi, Kevin. Good afternoon from Senior Brony. Lots and lots of messages coming in. Nana Atakra Ameniampon says, hi. Ken Mani says, wow, same thing they pass in my body. Abdul Hadi says, God bless you, Kevin. Salisu Awaribi says, following keenly. Nana Kobina says, good afternoon, guys. Nana Kobina also says, topic of the day. Abenyo Kofi Samuel, the fact is that what they claim to be doing, the majority of people are not seeing them. Instead of revising their notes and doing what the people want, they have resulted intimidating decent voices. This is coming from Agbenyo Kofi Samuel. Halidu Seidu says, thanks and you're welcome. So Esther Egbert says, I'm with you, brother. More blessings. So lots and lots of messages coming through. We already done 15 minutes. 15 minutes after 3, 15 minutes after 10 a.m. in the United States of Ghana. Kwame Alex says, big bro, may you live long. Abdul Fatah Suleiman says, more grace to your elbow. Thank you, Abdul. Azakpa Richard says, good job, bro. Pete Casa says, hi, Kevin, you do all. John Fekpe says, Kevin, you are too much. God will bless you for the great job you're doing to support Mother Ghana. The voiceless mouthpiece is you. Thank you, John. Farkan Harun Boache. You can follow Farkan on Facebook. His name is Kant Boache. Cement prices up, fuel prices up again, and the dollar. The least said about Dr. Bawumia, the better. Who killed Ahmed Swali? That is a good question. Who killed Ahmed Swali? As a journalist, I should be concerned anytime I see that statement. Who killed Ahmed Swali? We need to fight We need to make sure perpetrators are brought to book. We need to make sure that journalists in Ghana are kept safe. The ex-president John Dramani Mahama over the weekend made a statement, an emphatic statement about how journalists will be protected, should be protected, and will be protected when he comes to power. I don't care about the politics with it. What I care about is the lives of journalists should be protected. That is what is important. Admond Mensah says, continue with the good job you are doing for Mother Ghana. Abdul Muhammad says, thank God for likes of you, Manasseh Azori, Anas, and Auditor General. For the stomach journalists, we've seen them all. Love you, Kevin. Lots and lots of messages coming in. You're still listening to Loud Silence Radio. And time check is 3:23 p.m. in Ghana, 10:23 a.m. in the United States of America. Now we're going to go straight and talk about a few things on social media, specifically on Facebook. People have been posting a lot of things today on Facebook, and I thought it was nice for us to tell you how people feel, the trends, what people are following, the news people are interested in, and how people are expressing their views on the current state of Ghana. Now, this one on social media is coming from City 97.3. Says Yabo Abena Samoa said the citizens are indecisive because their expectations have not yet been met, since the government is still cleaning the supposed mess it inherited from the Mahama administration. This is the problem I have with the NPP government. The NPP government, representatives, MPs, the president himself, his vice, they can never make a statement without mentioning the past government. That is my problem. I have no problem with anybody else. If the job was given to you to take care of, you have to make sure you deliver. Apportioning blames and always going back to the opposition makes the opposition more powerful, makes the opposition more popular than you, because then how should we measure your competence? This is my problem with the NPP. Now, another story on social media is mobile.classfm.com. That's where the story is coming from. Dumelivo Integrity Award bar too low. This statement is coming from Gabi Ochredakon. You know, the Auditor General actually won the Integrity Award. And I would like to say a big congratulations to the Auditor General, Mr. Dumelivo, for his success. You know, this man has changed the audit service. This man came into the service with integrity. This man has proven that he is somebody who is willing to die and serve Mother Ghana. I congratulate him. I don't know why Gabi has a problem with the Auditor General winning the Integrity Award. Now, there was a comment from Alfred Ugbami on Facebook. He says, Eboboba, Joy 99.7 and Asempa 94.7 do not have final valid authorization to operate radio stations in Ghana today. This is coming from NCA. So this is what Alfred Ugbami posted on his Facebook page. We all know about the story of XYZ, the story of Power, the story of Radio Gold, and the whole lot of radio stations that has been shut down by this government. When are they going to be open? When is this government going to tell us? Why are we suppressing press freedom? Why is this government doing this to Ghanaians? I feel ashamed to talk about this anytime it comes up, because as a president who has been a human rights lawyer, a president who has gone through a mill as a politician, an attorney general, I don't think this should happen during your tenure. But hey, what can you say? This is Ghana for you under my own government, the NPP. This is coming from Elekemeri Kevin Kotoko. On Facebook, he says, for the first time in Ghana's history, students have gone to school for a whole term without textbooks. Guess what? No exam as well. And our government calls this success with pride. Cry, my beloved country, Ghana. This is also coming from Ras Kofi Ras. He says, we don't trust anything government says again. We are disappointed. And he was actually quoting what the National Association of Teachers said when they had a press conference. They said that they do not trust the government again, and that they will be on strike till the government pays them. These are all stories people are writing on their Facebook pages, and I felt it would be good for us to all educate ourselves, get to know what people are interested in Ghana today, the stories they think they have to talk about. So this small episode, what I'm trying to do is let people know what is really trending in Ghana on social media, specifically on Facebook. Now, when you go on Bloomberg website, you see that the dollar is now 5.7806. I will send this message to the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, that the dollar is almost at 6, and we expect him to come tell us why this is happening. We expect him to come and explain to Ghanaians why the dollar is stronger than the cedi now. We expect him to come and give us practical reasons why the dollar is stronger than the cedi now. Going around and attacking people, being used, quote and unquote, as a distractor by this government wouldn't help his political career. This is an honest advice to the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The dollar is almost at, the cedi is almost at 6 against the dollar. Dearest List Kwesi on Facebook says PDS must be revisited and proper story told to Ghanaians. Ghanaians must know this. That's hashtag. I always say that PDS is something that we should not stop talking about. PDS is one of the biggest scandals to hit this country since independence. And if we want to make sure that people are brought to book, people pay this money, people are jailed, we have to still keep this conversation going. PDS should not be pushed away. It's a fact. This is coming from Nana Yao Chinebua Asamoah. He says the NPP has finally turned their failures into governance into political jokes. And this one is coming, I saw this on Accra 100.5 FM. Continue my validation exercise to deal with teacher agitations. Opoku Agyeman, the former education minister, was advising the government that there are several defects in the recruitment process for teachers in Ghana, which must be dealt with immediately. She is the former education minister, and that was her advice to the government. This is coming from GhanaPoliticsOnline.com. Akufo-Addo will lose 2020 elections. Dr. Amwakoba, and they reported that story. So you can go look for that story and read it. Kojo Imbir says, NDC and NPP, where are the men? Development without building blocks. Output, but no sustainable outcomes. No management of expectations. This is coming from Kojo Imbir on his Facebook page. Kwame Itua Patrick says, you can have a whopping 36 million Ghana cedis to buy past questions, but you can't pay teachers arrears. NPP, never again. This is shocking. Government to spend this amount of money on PASCO. My guy, PASCO. Those times we had to walk from places and places to just go get PASCO. Sometimes you come back and the PASCO doesn't even work. Everything is wrong. But the person handing over the PASCO to you makes you feel like you are going to get 100 over 100. Today, a whole government buys PASCO for students to go learn, while students don't have desks, they don't have like buildings to study in, they don't have places to sleep in our boarding houses, and you spend 36 million Ghana cedis to buy past questions. And you see, my biggest problem is with this new education minister, Napo. He talks, and to me, I think this guy is just a braggart. Yes, he has lived in Europe, and I know he's lived in America before. Where did he ever hear that a whole government dished out such an amount for past questions? Let's get real, my fellow Ghanaians. You see, these are the kind of things when you start speaking on it, people will turn around and be like, hey, he's been paid by this person. Hey, he's for this. I don't care. Who in their right senses will do that? All right. We will move on. The teachers union sabotaging us with their strike. The government says the teachers are sabotaging them. Last week, I heard the education minister saying that the strike by NAT is actually orchestrated, or the NDC is behind it. This is the problem I have with the NPP. Everything is the opposition. They never take blame for anything. Everything is the opposition. That is my problem with my own NPP. Now, Pulse.com.gh says government to use digitization to stop corruption. And you know who this is coming from. This is coming from the vice president. The vice president who doesn't give any explanation to any question. He doesn't. All that he does is he comes out, jumps around, says things, go back, quail into his hole, and then he expects people to respond to him. I don't even know the words to use. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has become basically like a serial caller. He has stopped managing the economy. He has stopped working as the vice president. All that he can do now is to go after his opponents, political opponents. We have 1 year to election 2020, and you are jumping from one ceremony to the other, attacking people, the vice president of a republic, and you turn around to come tell us that we should give the president 4 more years? Mr. Vice President, with all due respect, the voodoo economics is not working. Answer your own questions. Fuel is up. The dollar is killing us. Everything is up in Ghana today. Answer your own questions and stop the drama. You've been turning into a drama king. Yes, you're jumping from high school to high school, just acting like a drama king. All right, let's move on. Joe Lexus on Facebook says, tell Bawumia that he is an apology of an economist and that the higher cedi note introduced to curb inflation by his weak thinking has had no effect. Also inform him that a pound a pound now in Ghana is 7.1 Ghana cedis. A pound. And the vice president has no shame, still walking around smiling, nodding. And we Ghanaians feel because we belong to NPP, we should come and clap for him and do him Dr. Bawumia. No. Let's move on to some of the few stories on social media. This is from Ghana Web. Reduce fuel prices or we will spend Christmas at Jubilee House. This comes from drivers to Ekufuado. Fuel prices are up. YKM, if A+ and Kevin Taylor, if A+ and Kevin Taylor influence your political decisions, then you need a brain factory resetting. Thank you. Yes, Kevin Taylor and A+, if they convince you if they influence your political decisions, then you need a brain factory settings. This one is tough. I don't want to comment on this one because I know the discerning Ghanaians will separate facts from noise in the future. So I don't have to defend this. You're still listening to Loud Silence Radio. That was the comment section on social media. We just wanted people to know what is actually people are following on social media. You're still listening to us live on Loud Silence Radio, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. I'll be right back after this short break, and then we will play the With All Due Respect episode. I'm trying to get a signal from my producer, and after the episode, we will go straight and read the article by Dr. Arthur Kennedy, a very, very strong member of the NPP. We'll be right back after this short break. I'm trying to get a signal from my producer, and after the episode, we will go straight and read the article.
Go to civilized countries. Certain politicians, people are there because of their merit, not appointed by politicians, and they work and serve well. Look at our security agencies, puppets of the ruling party, ruling government, and so they are not able to open their mouth, even arrest thieves who ride public cars and are fed by the state. People who earn more and better. Well, salary
about other issues,
and fringe benefits, occupying official houses with chauffeurs driving cars.
Bottles on stage.
Benefits come in thousands. They steal the most in the country. Go around the prisons when we go to give communion and pray for them. We are Gupo, we are Ponchi, Yachinakotu. Some remand for years. And yet those who openly steal and plunder walk our streets. What kind of society is this?
I've said it and I'll repeat it again. Those who are coming to this administration thinking that it's an avenue for making a lot of money are going to be disappointed. They better go to the private sector. That is where people make money, not in government.
Mr. Speaker, the early years of this government was characterized by a crippling power crisis. The shortage of power led to a very unpopular load management program. This shortage of power hobbled the growth of our economy and affected both business and residential customers. many businesses had to resort to the use of generators to survive. Mr. Speaker, I stood on the floor of this very august House and took full responsibility for the crisis and promised that I'll do my utmost to fix the problem. It has taken a lot of hard work and effort. Mr. Speaker, it has taken a lot of hard work and effort, fast-tracking the deployment of emergency plans and speeding up the completion of ongoing plans ensured that we added more than 800 megawatts of power over an 18-month period. This increased generation, in addition to the energy sector levy and ongoing works to restructure the legacy debt of the power utilities, has helped to stabilize the power situation in our country. With the expectation of more domestic gas from the TEN and Sankofa fields, Ghana is entering into an era of energy self-sufficiency. Indeed, the warning signals have started sounding about the danger of overcapacity and excess redundancy in our power generation sector. We have agreed to work with the World Bank to rationalize
the difficulty indeed with uprooting it. I don't think that any society in the world has uprooted corruption. What most places have tried to do is to minimize it and reduce its impact on the way that the national economies work. And I think that that has to be. But the goal will continue the path that was begun, which is to create the legal framework that will impact on corruption. When I was Attorney General, we passed the Public Procurement Act, the Whistleblowers Act. Several pieces of legislation came into place, if fully enforced, would be very, very significant in the fight against corruption. If it is required that any time there's a public works of a certain size, then it should be won through a tendering process.
Hi,
if you're
my
going to
name
do
is
it
Kevin
through
Taylor.
sole sourcing,
I have a question for the
you've already
President,
lost
Nana.
one part of the handle on the fight against corruption. So the law is in place. But whether are you going to implement it or not? Yes. You'll make the clear decision. You're going to implement it. You're going to make the tendering for public works, public businesses, the norm, not the exception. The last 5 years, we've seen the thing turn the other way around, where virtually everything that has been done by the state has been done through a process of sole sourcing. Obviously, immediately, a very important handle in the fight against corruption has been loosened. We are going to restore the tendering process to make sure that unless there are stringent reasons why the procurement process should end up in the sole sourcing, tendering becomes the norm, not the exception. I think you will see from that straight away the impact that it will have on our public finances. We're going to be able to save much more. We're going to get much more value for doing business than what we're getting at the moment, which has brought this atmosphere, or reality of widespread corruption in our system. So the laws are in place. Are you going to be able to implement them? I think that one of the things that has...
We were happy that we found oil, but the borrowing of this government, the reckless borrowing of this government, has compromised the whole oil discovery. You need 6 times of our oil revenue just to pay interest, not even capital. It's interest on the debt. So it is a really sad development. I mean, what fundamental issues that affect this economy have been addressed in this budget? You should ask yourself, what fundamental issues? If we had spent, the monies borrowed, and that money borrowed is the equivalent of some $37 billion over 7 years. Now, can you imagine what $37 billion can do in an economy? $37 billion. I mean, it's amazing.
Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Mr. President, why should Ghanaians give you 4 more years? This is With All Due Respect. With all due respect, you can watch the full episode of this show called With All Due Respect Extended Version on our YouTube channel. You can search for Loud Silence Radio and TV Network on YouTube. You can also listen to us by downloading our radio app, Loud Silence Radio. It's compatible with Android and also iOS. You can also follow our page on Facebook, With All Due Respect page, and also Loud Silence Radio and TV page. Remember, every Tuesday and Friday, the extended version of With All Due Respect plays live on Loud Silence Radio and on our YouTube channel, 3 p.m. Ghana time. So all that you have to do is just to download our radio app and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Loud Silence Radio and TV Network. Now, before I touch on today's story, I would like to share my opinion on something, an opinion on Akua Pokuah Vim ladies' utterances against a fellow woman in Ghana. I would like to share my opinion. When I saw the video of her insulting her fellow woman as a shower of prostitutes, it is only then that we can see whether Akufo-Addo has been a calamity for Ghana or a blessing. We the NPP made a lot of promises in opposition, yes, including no borrowing, no family and friends government, corruption-free administration, improving the economy, stabilizing the city, making Accra the cleanest city in Africa, reduce price of fuel, give $1 million to each constituency annually. So many things. What we are seeing today is the opposite. And I can say that we were shown a deceptive manifesto. Young people like myself voted for Akufo-Addo in droves in 2016 after Nana Addo said he will create millions of jobs. Many, however, have been left disappointed and jobless. Mr. President, your administration's reckless banks and other financial institutions cleaning exercise led to thousands of bankers losing their jobs. Akufo-Addo used unemployment as one of his main lines of attack in his 2016 campaigns. We the NPP, yes, we the NPP attacked the NDC for creating what we described as national disaster. Analysts then, who are all mute today, said the economy had failed to expand. The bottom line is that the Akufo-Addo administration or government and the NPP have failed Ghana as they have failed to fulfill the promises they made to Ghanaians. Instead of positive change, as we the NPP promised, we are now seeing negative change. All we see within the party is disunity, confusion, corruption, nepotism, contention, and everyone is after his or her own interest. The only thing this my NPP or this president, Nana Akufo-Addo's government, is good at is blaming the past administration for their abysmal performance. With all due respect, if we are going to be honest as Ghanaians, the evidence of the failure of this government can be seen on our economy, security system, roads, labor, market, and etc. All around us, there is evidence of this president and his family members' selfishness, greediness, and oppressions as they have become tyrants instead of leaders. The human rights lawyer President Akufo-Addo has changed the true meaning of democracy and has injured our dear nation badly. Injustice and corruption has engulfed this administration led by Akufo-Addo, who today wants 4 more years. 4 more years for what? I would have wished my NPP party wins the elections, but not when we have a president who is not in charge of issues. A president who is short-tempered and sleeps at every event. A president who sees nothing wrong with his nephew and cousins stealing from us through PDS. Yes, his ex-girlfriends stealing from us through Kelny GVG. This is a president who has run out of ideas and can't even make a single statement without mentioning free SHS. I was not surprised when Otumfuo Osei-Tutu said he is being delusional. The president is being delusional if he thinks free SHS can grant him a second term. That was the best advice Akufo-Addo has had since he became president. The big question to the president Akufo-Addo is what has changed under his leadership and administration that he wants Ghanaians to give him another 4 years? Can Akufo-Addo mention one sector his government outperformed the previous administration? Ghana is today rated among the most corrupt countries in Africa. 3 years after Akufo-Addo won the election, the economic crisis has worsened. as evidenced by the deepening foreign exchange crisis, the downward spiral of the value of the cedi, rising unemployment, non-payment of statutory funds, procurement breaches, high fuel prices, high cost of data, and many more. The other promise was effective security system. What are we seeing under this regime? Kidnapping of school children and tourists, killing, beating and maiming of journalists and demonstrators, use of hoodlums to intimidate political opponents, recruitment of armed robbers into our security institutions, so many things. Can one compare what we are seeing under this administration to the effective security system we enjoyed under the previous administration? I know people are going to scream, hey, but that is the fact. At least we all know scandals happened during the last administration, and what happened? People were jailed and others resigned or lost their jobs. We can talk about Vicky Hammer. She was made to resign for a careless statement. Abuga Pele was arraigned before court and now languishing in jail. Madam Jifa Ativo resigned over the bars branding issue. The former president at least showed genuine commitment when it came to fight against corruption. Can we speak same of you, Mr. President? You shielded thieves like Charles Bissiou, Pius Heze, Yao Osafo for stealing $1 million from us. You shielded Ejako in the Mary deal. You are still shielding your nephew, Gabi Ochredako, your cousin, Oferiata, and Bamti, your only brother, in the PDS deal. And you still want 4 years from us. What about corruption? The recent Afrobarometer report and that of the Transparency International reveal that the previous administration performed better in terms of corruption fight. Corruption has taken over the soul of your government, Nana Akufo-Addo. Mr. President, we are not fools. With all due respect, my fellow Ghanaians, and with all due respect, Mr. President, let's talk about infrastructure development. We know that the achievement of the Mahama administration is becoming a headache for your administration, and this is a fact because you have failed to even build a hen coop. Just a hen coop. You have failed to build it. The best you can do is to commission and also refuse to give credit to your predecessor. We did not see demonstrations for good roads under the Mahama administration because Ghanaians had absolute confidence in their ability and commitment. I will say that for a fact because there's evidence. There's evidence today. Look at the roads, the hospitals, provision of portable water and electricity, permanent solution to our perennial power crisis, the turbo gas, and the number of megawatts they added to our power stock. Mr. President Akufo-Addo, your administration is today exporting the excess power for foreign exchange. Are you not ashamed? That was why the World Bank and the IMF predicted in 2016 that Ghana's economy will grow by 7 to 8%. Yes, between 2017 and 2018, and it was evident because of the investment the Mahama administration made in oil and gas. I'm using the Mahama administration because today you cannot speak. You cannot talk about your failures without attributing anything to the Mahama administration. I don't care what people would say, but there are facts, and these facts are documented, and everybody can go and check. Mr. President Akufo-Addo, you have appointed over 50 family members into your administration apart from your friends and cronies. Mr. President, don't you think it's an insult for you to tell us to give you another 4 years? My fellow Ghanaians, I foresee Ghana shattered if we give Akufo-Addo another term because of his divisive tendencies. Yes, his divisive tendencies. Ghana has become extremely polarized because of your attitude, Mr. President, and your measures. We need a unifier to bring back the Ghana we know. Today, all institutions of state have become part of the administration and act on the whims and caprice of you, Mr. President, and your cousins. I believe what Ghana needs most is a more efficient state by creating a structure that enables timely, evidence-based policy economy and not a president who is not in control. Mr. President Akufo-Addo, you are just a politician and not a leader. The fact is, you don't have what it takes to lead wise people like Ghanaians. With all due respect, and finally, we saw what the Mahama administration did the first 3 years. The administration did not enjoy the huge oil revenue your administration is enjoying today. Prices of our export commodities were very low. The power crisis was a huge burden. The single spine salary scheme worsened the situation then. The administration did not embark on the blame game politics. Yes, they never embarked on blame game politics. What it achieved in its first 3 years in terms of power generation, infrastructure, and prudent policy formulation remains unprecedented. So, President Akufo-Addo, if you want us to give you another 4 years, I would want you to point to one major project your government has executed successfully from the over 200 billion borrowed plus the billions of oil revenue. Mr. President, I would like you to ask yourself that how much are Ghanaians paying for a gallon of petrol under your regime? Data, essential commodities under your administration, and compare that to 3 years ago. Yes, I know my hypocritical MPP followers will still argue that you should be given a second term because most of them are embarrassed to speak truth to power. And also, some of them are enjoying the corrupt booty from your administration. But the sensible Ghanaian, the sensible ones who have Ghana at heart, will say the truth irrespective of their political affiliation. And that truth is simple. 4 years for what, Mr. President? I'm asking you again, Nana Akufo-Addo, 4 years for what? Job for your family members, friends and cronies, excessive corruption, procurement breaches, display of arrogance and pride by yourself and your family members, shouldering of criminals in the Jubilee House, the excessive spending, the double track system, inflation of non-existent projects, collapsing of banks and microfinance institutions, creating unemployment, paying journalists to cover your shame, building a useless cathedral while people suffer and people are jobless, ignoring the Emil Short Commission because you support vigilantism. Mr. President, to me, you have failed and I believe you need some rest. It will be better for you to go back to your slumber than to stress Ghanaians with your empty talk. Ghanaians are wise now. We will decide on your performance, not on your lies. The question is simple. 4 more years for what? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always said that I'm just a messenger who is ready and willing to speak truth to power, a messenger who is not scared of the shadows of the evil people, a messenger who is not scared to speak truth for his people. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, and this is With All Due Respect.